Hi, welcome everyone. We're so
Good
happy
morning.
to have you here.
Good morning, everyone. So lovely that we finally are here with you after so many years of awaiting our Amsterdam Global Zoom.
My name's Neil Barton and I'm from Edinburgh. I've got a salon in Scotland and in Spain.
I'm Salome De Wet. I'm all the way from Cape Town, South Africa. We look forward to showing you what we have prepared for you today. This is my lovely model, Benny. So we started Benny's hair by pre-lightening her fringe area. We pre-lightened her yesterday with silk lift, and then we did a global application on the rest of her hair with 6A colorants and some blue and violet pure pigments.
Yeah, so this is my model Tilda, and her original color was pre-lightened on the ends, and she had a natural regrowth of a level 7. So we used the top cheek high lift range to lift up the root area, and then we've applied peach colorants, and then we've used a lumen play on the ends. So the colors on the ends are coral mixed in with red, and we've also got metallic silver, metallic petrol, and just a little touch of blue on the ends.
So myself and Neil, when we found out that we will be presenting this together, we obviously realized we had to create a collection. So myself and Neil both felt that we had a similar thing that happened to us throughout COVID. Firstly, we both wanted a simpler life, and I think a lot of us felt like that. We wanted to get into nature every day and kind of slow down the pace of our lives. So me and Neil are both very fortunate. We live in Ocean City, so we live close to the ocean. So we decided to be inspired by that, and we called our collection Fresh Eyes.
Yeah, so for me, Fresh Eyes is about, as a hairdresser, when you've seen something done before, you kind of stay away from it. So what we wanted to do is try and look at anything and everything, nature, fashion, in eyes that haven't seen it before. And then that way, it's actually made us feel a little bit more creative, and we've designed our whole collection. So yes, we're living beside the sea, and we were inspired by like jellyfish and sea creatures and sea life nature. So in this collection, you're going to see how our hair resembles sea life.
Yes, and in our worlds nowadays, I feel that after COVID, a lot of people has been wanting to go into nature more. But the thing that's allowing us, ironically, is technology. So I don't know about all of you, but for instance, I am now able to take a few Saturdays off now and then because of my clients being able to come in the week and work from my salon space. So it allows us to have a weekend as a hairdresser and have a slightly more simpler life. So we love the play of this technology, finding an equilibrium between technology and nature.
So what I'm going to do just now is I've already pre-styled my model's hair. Yesterday, she's got such a beautiful natural texture. We styled her hair wet. Then we let her go home with all these clips on her hair so we can just use the natural wave that she's got. But what I'm going to do today is I show you a quick fringe technique that I use in the salon a lot, and we call it the 3 fringe technique. So what I've actually done is split the section into 3 different sections. We've got one small section underneath, which I've cut quite a straight fringe. Then another section 1 centimeter further back. And on top of that, we've cut a rounded fringe. Then the last section, we split in half. And I'm just going to pop this on so we don't get, do you want to hold this just so we don't get any hair on your nice glossy lips? So the last section, we cut a concave line. And what inspired me by this fringe is a UK model called Alexa Chung, where she has this really raw, edgy look. And she has a fringe that can be worn straight, it can be worn to the side, or you can do the curtain bang look as well. What are you doing, Salome?
So I'm just about opening up my fringe area. So I still want to tell you guys, I'm obsessed with Illumin Play. It's my absolute favorite thing. I feel the thing that I love so much about Illumin Play is the fact that you feel like an artist. It's this paint box of any color that you can just intermix. I love how spreadable it is on the hair, and I think one of the best things about it is the fact that it has the tone-on-tone fading. Like my model, I know that it would be easy to get the color out, especially for the clientele that likes to jump between colors all the time. So what I used on my model's hair yesterday, we played with coral, pastel coral with a few drops of red. The red Illumin Play is quite like a punchy cherry red, which I really like. And then on the middlings to ends, we blended it into metallic petrol, a drop of metallic petrol into just clear, just to get a beautiful lighter shade of blue. And where the two colors merge, it creates like this third, almost violet-y undertone. Just want to get a little.
So what I'm doing, I've just cut my first fringe and I've just dropped the second fringe over. So just now, I'm just working in this rounded shape. So we're cutting the hair from shorter to longer on each side. So what I like to do is comb the hair onto my hand like it's paper and then carve the shape in. So I've just dropped the remainder of the hair and I'm going to blend it in from the second fringe, and I'm cutting a real concave line and I'm just scooping it out to keep so much length on the sides. So when I do this side, I have to stand at the back of the head.
That looks incredible, Neil.
Right, so I'm just going to plug this hairdryer in. Perfect.
So another thing that I went to a yoga class, and one of the messages in the class was the word Shoshen, which means the beginner's eyes. And I feel nowadays in hairdressing, there's not really something new that we can show each other, because we are so saturated with the internet. Everything is out there for us. So we would like to have you have a fresh perspective on what we've already seen before. So I don't think we're reinventing the wheel, we're just inspiring.
So what I'm doing just now, I'm taking all these clips out, but last night what I done was, from our hair wet, I created really nice waves into the hair. And then I used the mousse from the Goldwell Drill Senses, the Glamour Whip, and I really concentrated just on the roots. And on the ends, we used the Rich Repair leave-in conditioner just to make the hair just a little bit softer. Tilda's hair is like mega thick, so it's normally like a triangle. So she's basically slept like this all night.
Tough life being a model.
And what I wanted to create is almost like a liquid feel on the roots, going into something drier and more airy on the ends. I'll just take this off. So again, I'm just going to add a little bit more high shine just onto the root area. And then on the ends, I'm going to use some dust. And just using my fingers just to spread out, just to create this airy texture. What are you doing over there?
So I'm kind of mimicking, firstly, like the shape of, like, I'm obsessed with jellyfish. So what I'm like trying to create is like these replica shapes, like of natural, first of all, like a natural wave of the ocean, but then also having this like full shape and then coming back into the tentacles of a jellyfish. I think whenever I start mentally preparing for shows or where I draw my inspiration from is I get into nature on a daily basis and I look at things around me. And I think because that's also something as, where do we draw our inspiration from? Like I think for me it's getting into nature and just trying to find something new, something that inspires me. Cool. Are you almost done there?
That's me finished. Perfect.
Amazing.
Just make sure there's not any more clips.
Yes, okay.
Perfect. And if you stand up, take this off. Perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So we'll just invite our next models on.
Yes. Where's that?
Perfect. Right, so this model, what I'm going to do is create a deconstructed fringe. So again, we were inspired by the jellyfish look, but I wanted something a bit more layered and a bit more modern and textured, rather than just cutting a harsh line with the longer lengths. And to color her hair was already pre-lightened, so we just evened out all the bands in her hair, and then we used colorants just to balance the hair out. And then we've used blue on the roots, and we've used clear and blue illumin play on the ends, but just like a little dot, just to get a bit more of a metallic feel. But it's really nice, the color.
Yeah, it looks absolutely stunning. We also realized, me and Neil obviously have a type. Like afterwards, we realized like all of our models have blue eyes. So with my lovely model, Daisy, Daisy came in with an already copper base, but she had quite a few color bands, and it was definitely more of a brown copper. So I started by using a wet balayage technique. I washed her hair and then used silk lift just in a freehand technique, because I really wanted to maintain dimension in the hair, not lift it to just one flat tone. After my pre-lightening, I went in with Top Chic on the roots and then alternated color-ons and illumin play. My Top Chic formula was 7RO Max, 7RR and 7KR with yellow and orange pure pigments. And then the alternation of the color-ons and the berry to the mid-lengths to ends. It was berry metallic or illumin play berry. And then my color-ons was 700 at GK with 9 kg, also with yellow and orange pure pigments.
Right, so Amelia's got the most amazing texture. You don't even need to air dry it. So again, she slept on this last night. And when I do any photographic work, at home, I really like to let the models sleep on the hair and just to get the natural oils back in. And I really like raw, undone textures. And we wanted to give it more a feel of sea life as well. So we just spray the hair down and we just let it dry naturally. And because the roots are slightly darker, you get that real sea feeling in the hair. And because the ends are so textured as well, I just use my fingers just to keep on styling the hair. When our hair's dried straight, it's a totally different look. So I really love this raw, undone texture. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use the razor and I'm really going to deconstruct our fringe. So I'm going to use a combination of the razor and some scissors. If you just hold that. So also she has a little bit of a lick in the hair and I'm just kind of working with the natural flow of how her hair sits. So all I'm going to do is twist some sections. And then some sections I'm going to elevate higher. And I'm just lightly just rubbing the razor just down the shaft of the hair. Next section, I'm going to twist and then have a lower elevation. And then again, lifting higher. So here, I'm going to do slightly different. What I want to do is just give her a little bit of an apex and push her hair to the side. So I'm going to go slightly asymmetric. And I really like the fluffy feeling of her hair as well. So I'm just kind of going with her natural texture. So now, what I'm going to do is using my scissors, I'm going to carve a little bit more of an asymmetric shape into the fringe. You just pop your head to the side a little bit. So the interior is going to be soft, but I'm still cutting a little bit, some edges into the hair. And then just point cut just to deconstruct it. What are you doing over there?
So I'm playing. I'm using a little bit of the glamour whip because what I want to do is like to mimic kind of our theme with the technology versus nature. I want to have this like disruption in my texture. So having something constructed and almost looking wet and solid to this deconstructed, fluffy movement. So yeah, I'm just combing a bit of mousse onto the root area. This will obviously also mimic the like kind of a jellyfish shape that we would like to kind of keep going in our theme. But yeah, Daisy has such incredible hair. It's very difficult for me to make it look bad. It really is just a beautiful shape that you've also created here for us, Neil.
Yeah, her hair is really, really thick, but I just kind of, when we were cutting the hair, we just worked with really nice, simple, rounded layers and quite a heavy fringe. And when we were styling the hair yesterday, it was so curly, she kind of looked like a character from Downton Abbey. Yes. It was amazing. So we've kind of just, we're more just deconstructing the curls.
Yes. Yeah, I'm literally just going through with some dry boost and just visually creating a little bit more of expansion in the shape. I prepped the hair earlier also with using a pivoting section all around, and I just prepped it with a very small tong. It takes a long time, and we had her actually just sleep with a net on, and this morning just redid all the curls just to make it a little bit less. I've slept on my hair last night, kind of end result.
Right. Just make sure all that hair has not stuck to you. Perfect.
And a little bit forward for me.
Amazing. So what I'm going to do now is on the ends, I'm going to use some diamond gloss just to give it a bit more high shine on the ends. Now there are natural textures in there. And once I've sprayed enough in, I'm just going to tease the hair with my fingers. So I love imperfections in hair, so I don't like too much symmetry in the hair, but I really love working with loose, raw edges that people normally just want to tidy away or cut away. I think it just makes some hairstyles a bit more interesting.
Yeah, I also agree with you. I think for your fingers is actually the best tool of them all.
Just gives you an unexpected surprise.
Sorry.
Right, so root area, I'm going to use some dust just to create some texture. And then using my fingers in the roots, I'm just going to agitate the hair. Then I'm just spraying diamond gloss onto my fingers. And then I'm going to style this fringe. Perfect.
Cool, I think I'm about done.
Same here. I'm just going to make sure I haven't got all this hair on your dress underneath.
Oh.
If you stand up first, and I'll just kind of shake out just a little bit. Perfect. Amazing. Perfect. Perfect. That's good. Amazing.
Amazing.
Perfect.
Okay.
Can we talk now? Yeah?
Yeah.
If you just stay here just now.
Okay.
Just a little quick recap. So again, we've just been working on raw, undone textures. Our collection is called Fresh Eyes. It's about looking at styles from a new perspective.
Yeah.
Okay.
I really hope you like it.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.